there were little rods that people
You
do that. It's like a tuning fork, and you ding it, and it gives you a vibrating sensation.
You've changed, Josh. You've changed.
Not me.
It's time for either or.
So like, do you take it and then you just go like this?
Ding. Yeah.
Fail to find the humor.
$1 million, but when you climax,
Oh god.
Oh.
I can't believe we're taking it to this level.
you barf in your mouth.
Yeah, I probably would.
I probably
All right,
would.
ladies, be warned. Brett may puke on you.
He's not getting this offer right now. This is a scenario.
No, this is based on things that will never happen, right?
All right,
Or-
let's
okay.
do it right now.
What?
Let's use this scenario.
Go ahead.
Let's do it right now. Have a
now.
portable system. Battery consumption is definitely
It's not
something
a
you have to
portable
address.
system.
It
It's
is a portable
it's
system.
It's a console hybrid, okay?
It's portable.
A portable system is a PSP. You're meant to take it with you when you need to take a shit. That's about it.
No, that's not about it. People
Where else you gonna
travel
go
with
with
it
it?
on the airplane.
Oh, and how long's a fucking airplane ride? Do they got an outlet
well, I
on
don't
an
know.
airplane?
You're going to Indiana to LA. How long is it, Josh and Alex?
6
4
hours.
hours.
4 to 6 hours.
Exactly.
Oh, wow. Look at that Switch battery lasting almost 6 hours.
Oh,
What
if
do you
it's
know?
charged when you go.
Well, who's going to leave with it half dead?
Well, I don't know. Somebody who
Irresponsible
forgets to
people.
charge it.
Well, then don't fucking forget. I don't like the big, thick ones like that
The
because
reason for this is so I can carry everything with it. Right there, it holds my Joy-Con covers, and it holds my games inside of these slots here.
Where's your charger go?
You don't need a charger; it's portable.
I just got a Charlie horse in my thigh.
Oh shoot! You okay?
You're gonna fart or
Do
something.
you need something?
Hey, where's your Charlie
Just give me
horse?
time. It's on the bottom of this thigh.
Hey, you can do this. Put your foot out. Put your
I
foot
can't.
Out. Do it.
No.
Oh shoot!
Ah! Put it out. Now flex your foot up, like your toes towards the ceiling. It looks like you're trying to take a shit.
What do you need to
Well, I
do?
don't want it to look like
What do you
that.
want to do?
I'm trying to put my foot over there.
Give me your
Help me. My back's to the camera.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're okay.
It's
You're okay.
ridiculous.
You're okay. You're
Let's do some
I'm doing some friggin' Christmas trivia. Welcome back to the PTO Unlimited podcast. My name is Brett,
I'm Alex.
and
Josh is coming.
in a minute he'll be at the microphone.
Hi.
Say your name.
I'm here.
Say your name.
I'm Josh.
This is episode 166.
Oh,
And this is weird.
this
Yeah,
is weird.
we're. It's just a terrible day, and
Bad.
I messed up everything,
It's not your fault.
and it is
Yeah,
my
it is.
fault. 100% my
yeah,
fault.
it is. It's all Brett's fault. All I had to do was be here.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's all you do on this podcast, Alex.
Oh.
Jokes. First of all, we're not running headphones.
I am.
Alex, well, you're just
It's fake.
it's fake.
It's all fake.
I'm not producing the show or the audio part of the show as I normally do because I forgot the equipment to do it.
So, just let us know if you can hear us. Make sure you give if somebody in chat can just give us a thumbs up because we don't have any way.
They don't know what that means because they can't hear us. Maybe.
Well,
I'm doing that right now.
okay.
I'm asking the chat. There's at least a couple people in there. I'm asking them
So,
if they can hear us.
so we're just we're doing our episode a little bit different today. Not entirely, but a little different. It's just weird.
Yeah,
I can't hear
I've
you.
never done a show where I haven't been able to hear myself, and it's
This is
bothering
I
me.
think we did it once.
We did it once.
I don't recall it.
It
No,
was a while ago.
maybe. I don't know. But man, it's been quite a week.
I think we're okay, or otherwise somebody would have said something by
somebody would've
now.
said something. At least I hope somebody would at least an emoji, something. Well, eventually we'll probably get something that says, "Hey, you can't hear us," or we can't hear you, whatever.
Yeah.
Let's just go ahead and jump into it, guys.
So we got a kitten.
We got kitten.
Yeah, we've had a kitten for about a week now. She is 8 weeks old. Her name is Nymeria. She is just the cutest and most photogenic little thing that I've ever seen in my life. So.
She's tired.
Is she tired now?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then maybe she can sit with us.
You guys sleep a minute?
Yeah, we it really came like just I can't explain it. Like it just we suddenly got the offer to have a kitten, and as soon as I saw her, I was absolutely like, yeah, absolutely, I want a kitten. Alex has somebody who was offering up a litter of kittens, and I've always said I stick to female cats and dogs. I don't know why. Dogs, they spray everywhere if you don't get them neutered in time or at a certain time. And they mark their territory a little. She's getting a little rambunctious, Alex. You sure she was tired?
She was.
What are you doing?
My dad wanted the link. He couldn't find me.
Oh.
I was trying to send him the link while holding on to my cat.
You could have told me. I would have held on to her.
Is that where you want to be? Okay, that's fine.
So, Brett, you should get a cat.
So, no. So I want to point something out. So, and you've had 3 pets since I've known you guys pets that I've known.
Yeah.
2 out of the 3 have had people names.
Yeah.
And the third one had a pet name, which I think is a pet name.
Snickers.
Yes.
Yes.
Snickers.
This one
I didn't name
is
Snickers.
No, did I?
who named Snickers?
My school.
Oh. Well, I like that name. This one's name is Nymeria, and I'll be honest, I'm not wild about the name, so I will
Really?
not call her Nymeria.
Oh.
Call her Nye.
No, I'm gonna call her probably Little Shit.
Probably.
That's just what
I
I.
mean,
So-
you called Alex the cat.
I did, but it was Alex the cat.
Yeah.
Because
Nymeria.
that differentiated between you.
Yes.
And
yes,
her.
it did, and it was unique, I guess.
And often I refer to Layla as the pain in the ass.
because she
Yes.
can be.
So,
Yeah.
so yeah.
So Nymeria is a name from Game of Thrones, which is one of the dire wolves that one of the main characters. In fact, I would call her pretty much top main.
She's
Arya.
the main animal.
Yeah.
Besides Ghost.
Ghost and Nymeria.
Yeah.
They were the 2 big ones of the dire wolf litter in Game of Thrones. So
That's
yes.
pretty much it.
Yeah, and she's been a pain in the ass a little bit. First couple days, Alex got no sleep.
Alex hasn't been having very much sleep. And then every time I want to take a nap, I've been falling asleep early because I'm not getting enough sleep, so I'm not getting anything done. So today I had a day off, and I'm like, I wanted to take a nap so bad in the middle of the afternoon, and when she was sleeping, and I was like, no, because this is when I need to get stuff done. So it's like having a baby. I'm like, I can't sleep. I've got
Get
too
ready
much
for
to
that.
do.
Mm-hmm.
That's coming, you know. Or
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
say it is. I
Well,
still
the
say,
8 ball says
say
it
it's
is.
not, but we'll see.
The 8-ball says it is. We'll see.
So yeah, she sleeps on our necks, like every morning. We
Yeah.
have seen her like right on
If
our.
most of the time when I wake up, she's not on me. She's on Josh, and when we go to bed, and all through the night, she's all over me.
Mhm.
She's biting my hair, licking my face, running across my belly, trying to get some catnip.
She doesn't bother me.
She doesn't bother Josh at all.
Nope, she comes and lays with me. I also don't have hair.
Yeah, that's true. Josh doesn't have any hair, and she plays
I
with my
wonder
hair.
if it's because maybe you run at a higher temperature, so you're warmer.
Maybe.
Well, I would
that
think
could be.
she would like that.
That's what I'm
Yes,
saying.
that's why she sleeps
she's
with
sleeping
you.
on
Oh.
him,
Yeah.
Probably.
especially in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we weren't really sure what to call her. I had a few names already picked out. One name that I almost went with was Selena.
Yeah.
Selena Kyle, Catwoman.
That's also a person's name.
Because when she closes her eyes, she has white.
She's got a little white.
Yeah.
She looks like she has a mask on. So I was like, oh, Catwoman, immediately. And she's falling asleep on Alex's shoulder.
Is she?
Yes.
If she just falls into my lap, we'll know.
No, she was falling asleep.
Okay.
Yep.
Issue is she looked at me like, what
She
the
might just
do
stay
you
with you
want?
all podcast. So yeah, let's move on from that. How was your weekend, Brett?
Boring. I worked on Saturday. I went in at 5. I only worked for 4.5 hours, but
Yeah.
they've been offering some OT again, so I got that.
Mm-hmm.
And yesterday I grilled some meal prepping stuff. So
Oh,
What'd you grill?
chicken.
Chicken is a really good,
It's really good to
really
grill.
good item to grill.
Yeah, it's for salads.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's a go-to for us. We will get 2 chicken breasts, put them in a crock pot, shred them up at night, and that's good enough for a week. Like, you can put it in salads. You can have it with, sometimes
Could
we'll put it
also
with
do like
meals.
pulled barbecued chicken sandwiches.
We haven't done that yet, but we have to stay away from
but we have
bread.
to stay away from bread.
Yeah, you gotta.
But you can still do that.
You
And
do
then
it.
just
Put
put
it
in a
in
lettuce
like
wrap.
a wrap. Yeah.
Yeah, lettuce wrap with some barbecue sauce.
That would be
Ooh,
interesting.
That's really good.
Why don't we
I
do
didn't even
that?
think of that. Let's do that. Let's just barbecue some pulled chicken.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right.
For us, we on Saturday, Alex did an afternoon stream because in the evening we went and kind of enjoyed the 90s concert.
Oh yeah, let's
and
talk about that.
Margarita's night with our
Was that the
VIP
taco
tickets.
thing?
Yeah,
Were they together, or was that a separate thing?
it was a separate
It
event.
was a separate event, but if you bought a ticket for one, it got you in the other one too.
Okay.
Are you seriously holding her right there?
That's where she wants to be.
Oh.
So, anyways, so we get there, and our event, there was an event early that started at 11 and was supposed to end at 7, and that was tequila, margarita, taco, blah, blah, blah day, where it was just like 20 vendors
I'm gonna check and make sure we're.
of people doing margaritas and tacos and stuff. And it was under the same tent that we were supposed to have our concert. Well, our concert was supposed to start. Concert was supposed to start at 7:15. So I don't know who put this together. But we got there, like our friend got there at 6:15, and our VIP passes that we went off of Facebook allowed us to have 30-minute early entry into the venue. So we get there, and we get there at like 6:45, I think, to go get in line. It's blazing hot outside, and the sun is like blasting right onto where we're standing, which is right at the front door. And there's hundreds of people that they're like kicking out of Taco Fest. Like, just people are like grabbing their tacos and margaritas and stuff, and like, we're kicking us out, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Well, it's because they had to tear everything down and reset for the concert, and it's under the same freaking roof. So it took them an hour to kick out hundreds of people from underneath this roof and clean everything up. And Josh and I go in, and we're like, all right, here's our names. Can we come in? And they're like, nope. And they pretty much just told us to go stand in line.
They did.
Wow.
Yeah, so VIP my ass.
It was shouldn't have been the same day.
No,
Should have split it
shouldn't have.
up.
Or at least
Yeah.
it should have been like from 11 to 4
Yeah.
or something like that. But I think it's because they wanted the crowd to stay for the concert.
Sure.
Would be my guess. And so by the time we got in there, the one thing that we did get that was included in our VIP tickets was $20 in drink tickets,
Mm-hmm.
which a premium beverage was like $5, and I think a beer was like 3 or 4.
Yep.
So
It's a decent amount. Then.
yeah,
Yep.
we got a decent amount, and they were good, strong.
If you got mixed drinks, they were good.
decent.
Yep. Decently tended.
The actual concert, the 90s concert, it was supposed to start at 7:15. It started at 8:38.
Wow.
Yeah, and we were just standing there with drinks waiting. And they were playing 90s music just on like a DJ thing to warm up. But there was
Yeah.
an orchestra band, like a jazzy kind of band that was playing some smooth 90s music. They're practicing and warming up their mics over the DJ. So it sounds horrible.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this is so fucking
I would have.
unorganized.
I would have.
It's really bad.
I would have left.
It
Well,
was
that's
bad.
the thing. We ended up going. Well, Josh and I, the concert was supposed to go till midnight, and it was like as we're leaving, it's starting to get dark. The lights were turning on, and like as we're leaving, we got out of the venue, and now they're playing good music. I
Yep.
was like, damn it. But we ended up we had to do a fundraiser the next day anyway, so we didn't want to stay out late. So we ended up going to a bar for an hour or so to celebrate our friend's 30th birthday.
Yep.
And then we had a drink and said hi and left.
Yeah. We were kind of lame on Saturday.
Yeah, it was. I think we were a little tired.
Yeah, you got out of the house.
She's getting rambunctious.
I can handle her.
Yeah.
I can handle her.
And then Sunday we did a charity event for Alex's work, and we did some popcorn. Made popcorn.
Yeah, we made
That's it.
popcorn. We figured
On a
that
hot
out.
summer day. People wanted popcorn, I guess.
Yeah.
Weird.
Who? Everybody loves popcorn.
Oh, more kids
Okay, but
than
we
adults.
were standing next to the cotton candy machine. So it was either give one ticket for a little thing of popcorn or give a ticket and get a thing of cotton candy. So cotton candy got more tickets than the popcorn.
Absolutely, it did.
And there was like at one point, you could tell him about
Don't
this,
mind
Josh. There was one point where the cotton candy person had to leave to go get an icy, and I was like, "Oh, it can't be
Oh,
that hard.
Alex,
Can't be
no.
that hard to spin a thing of cotton
Have you ever
candy."
done it?
She
No,
sucks.
none of us have.
Well, why would you think it would be easy?
Here's
then?
Alex doing.
looked easy.
Here's her doing cotton candy. She'd dip the stick in, try to spin it as the cardboard is falling apart because she's spinning it the opposite direction because those things are cheaply made.
Yeah,
they're
they are.
not meant to last.
So-
Hold on, not done. So she would spin it opposite. It's falling apart. So she'd pack on cotton candy to make it look good. So you're not getting the swirled
Sure,
fluff.
sure.
You're getting the melted sugar packed onto the mountain of more sugar on a stick that's falling apart.
I made one that was like 5% decent, and the kid took it. And then there was like a 10-year-old, and by the time I made the 10-year-olds, which looked like shit.
They were mad at you.
Yeah, I know. The person that came back that was making it so perfectly, the guy was like, or the little kid was like, "Can you make one for me?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll take this one."
It was bad.
It was horrible. I'm like, I have no cotton candy skills, but I can pop popcorn.
I wouldn't even try to make cotton candy.
None of us knew what we were doing. We were just like,
Exactly.
We seriously just followed the instructions. The girl that did the cotton candy, she just so happened to be a natural at it, and we figured out the machine. And then Josh and I,
Popping popcorn doesn't take any skill.
Yeah, it doesn't really take any skill. You
Just don't burn it.
You
Was
put
it
it in the
like
thing.
one of the glass things?
Yes, it's one of the glass
Okay.
things. And
It
then
was like a carnival
pretty
one.
much
yeah.
like as soon as you hear the last kernel pop, you flip it upside down,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you start another rat.
So
That's
you don't
it.
burn it.
Very easy.
It
Nope,
is
we
very
didn't
hot,
burn.
though.
We didn't burn it. No, we were good. Everything was good. So it was a good weekend. Spending outdoors. We need to move into our episode with other items here. I need to talk about Colorado. Now we were talking about going outside. Now where we were at was at a park, and I was looking at the baseball diamond field that was by us, and it reminded me of the story that I heard about last week, where a group of individuals, adults, got into a scuffle and an actual fist fight at a youth baseball game in Colorado over a call that the umpire made.
And
Yeah, that doesn't
the
surprise me.
the umpire was like a 13-year-old
13.
kid.
Are you
13.
serious?
13. And the
It's
kids,
a youth baseball game.
the kids, 7.
The worst part about kids' sports are the parents
Absolutely.
Yes.
because
There-
they don't know how to act.
There is a South Park episode where Randy Marsh, one of the kids' dads, he's notorious for getting drunk at baseball games and starting fights. And it reminded me of this immediately because it's exactly like this. And it had to take place in Colorado, of all places, too. So there was the guy. Several people have already been cited for injuries, and they've been
I don't know.
fined and
Yeah.
apprehended. So
Arrested or
arrested.
Ticketed.
How
whatever
awkward
you wanna
is
say.
that? Oh, your dad was the one that started the fight.
Yeah. It was, well, first of all, it's 7-year-old kids. They had to rush them off the field. The fight was happening on the field, by the way. Just set her on the floor. It's fine. So, yeah. It was quite a scuffle, and I can't believe that people have to witness that kind of
That's horrible.
Fighting.
It's like it's immature.
very immature. Yep. So
Yeah.
fist fights.
yeah.
Have you ever witnessed anything like that in any baseball?
I don't think
as a
so.
kid?
I mean, when you talk about adults just acting stupid. I
Absolutely.
don't think so. Not any that I made a point to remember.
Mm-hmm.
But I see that and I'm like, I know what I don't want to be like, and that's that.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
I wonder if alcohol was involved.
Oh, who knows?
I
Or
don't
was
know.
it just testosterone?
Either way, that's ridiculous. So let's move on to something else. What do you guys want to talk about?
Talk about the airplane story.
Oh.
This is good.
Oh,
Yeah. So I don't know about like any of the stuff you guys are talking about, so I'm interested.
so Air Canada. This happened at the beginning of June. A woman fell asleep on a 90-minute flight and woke up around midnight alone in the airplane.
Kind of like the guy, like that. Where was that? Was that South Dakota? Or was that
Well, we were
Colorado?
flying from California back.
Was that it?
Yes.
Okay, we were flying from California back.
Or no, it was flying to South Dakota and back.
Well, whichever. It was on one of our most recent flights,
Mm-hmm.
and Josh had to wake the guy up and be like, "Dude, we're getting off the plane."
Yeah.
And he said he actually had to like
This
wake the dude
was
up.
way more. than that. I mean,
Okay, all right. So what time? Can you go over the story again?
So it was around 9:00 when they
Landed?
when they flew,
Okay.
and then she fell asleep on the plane. Woke up around midnight. The only reason she knew that is because she had a almost drained cell phone, and so she calls her friend because there's no electricity running through the airplane at all.
It's parked in a hangar.
Yeah.
So they left. They didn't check, and it wasn't a big plane.
No.
It was small, and they
Mhm.
didn't check. They just left.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if there was no like flight attendants. If it was
Maybe because
literally just a
that's the
pilot.
thing though. Is like I've never ridden a plane in all my young years visiting Josh in South Dakota. I've never ridden a plane without at least one flight attendant.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, you have fallen asleep, and the flight attendants have woken
Yeah,
you
and
up.
I've fallen asleep, and then they'll gently just come up and touch your shoulder and say, "Hey, we've landed."
Mhm.
Like it's not a
So-
big deal.
So she called her friend, and I don't know how that
No,
situation happened there.
I didn't hear that. I heard that she managed to get the door open
She
of the
did.
plane herself.
Yeah.
And was able to, using the flashlight on her phone, signal to somebody like a grounds crew or whatever.
Hey, there's a person in here.
Yeah.
Well, here's the article. The stranded passenger called her a friend, but her phone died around a minute into the call. She then attempted to charge the phone, but found that the plane's power had been switched off. And then she went into, I think, the cockpit and found a lighter.
Oh, okay.
And then she opened up the door and signaled a luggage guy driving by.
How scary is that?
She's dealing with PTSD of
well,
waking up in a plane right now.
Especially if your phone dies. I think if my phone's about dead, I don't call my friend. I call 911.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
would
I call
be
911.
deathly afraid.
Hi, I'm blah blah blah. I'm locked in an airplane. Click.
Mhm.
Like that's what it would've
Start
sounded
tracing this call.
Yep. I don't know how. I maybe turn your location on as well too,
Sure.
and say, "Here's this location. Can you please just get here?" So being locked in an airplane, I can't imagine the just dark and the windows. I mean, I'm picturing kind of like a 2 and 1 seater,
Yeah.
kind of long,
probably.
kind of like a 50 passenger plane is kind of what I'm imagining.
Yeah.
I don't know what size they said this was, but they have a photo of a standard 747 as their Air Canada
Oh.
image, but I don't know if that's it. It doesn't say.
Well, if
what
it is, I
size.
mean, if she was in like the back seat and fell asleep or something, just nobody
Well, that's
checked
just
the
it.
plane.
I mean, if you're one of the other passengers, somebody wake her up.
Well, and
okay,
the thing is, all right. So from Josh and I flying plane or not flying planes, but riding in planes, those flight attendants don't always stay with the same plane. Like
No.
you'll see them all around the airport, and they just go to where they're supposed to go with like
They still leave the plane.
exactly.
do.
But meaning like if that was the last flight of the night, they're like, okay, well everybody's off. Let's
But
go.
everybody wasn't off.
But they didn't check. But before they getting on another or like starting another flight, they probably have a checklist. Like, okay, go through the seats, make sure nobody like lost anything.
it was
This is probably
yeah.
the last flight of the night. So we're just like,
Mhm.
okay, time to
I
go to
see.
bed.
Yeah. I can't imagine any like. I don't know what if that would be a fear of mine waking up in an airplane like that. Okay, so does nobody pay attention to the escape things where you can the what is it the
The
exits where it has
exits.
the slide? Why didn't you just do that?
Oh, I see what you mean.
Oh, I
The
don't know.
window over the windows?
Maybe it was a small enough plane that didn't have one, and it's only the front
Yeah.
door.
Then again, I've never flown Air Canada. I don't know if they have.
I guess worst case scenario, you're stuck in there until
morning
the
or
morning.
whenever they
You know.
yeah.
That. And she probably has free flights for life.
Yep. Mhm.
Yeah.
Anything you guys want to touch on that? Anything else?
No, that's
No.
just crazy. Never happened to me.
That's
before.
just crazy.
What's a movie club?
So I want to start us watching a
Oh,
movie
is this
every
that
week.
thing you
Yeah.
said?
Yeah,
Sure.
and it kind of I just wanted to call it that, kind of just a segment. We as a podcast, I think, could start becoming a little bit more, I don't want to say cultural. Yeah, there you go. Cultural, where we watch more films than we normally do. Like anything out there. Like I want to say Academy
Josh said
Award
Rambo,
winners.
and I said no.
You said no to Rambo.
I don't want to watch Rambo. He can watch Rambo.
Why don't no, this is a collective.
No,
I know.
this is all or
I know,
nothing.
But I
Yes.
don't want to watch Rambo. I'll fall asleep.
You don't know that.
I'll tell you now. I'm
You
probably going
you
to.
really don't know that. But I think that we can start watching older films or just films that just are under our radar and something that we're not things that we normally go to. Like I want to go see Toy Story 4. That's a given. I mean, it's a Pixar film. I'm not saying see Pixar. I'm saying see like classics. Just
Like
Godfather.
you mentioned Casino and Goodfellas.
I just mentioned those because those are ones that you've like, hey,
Sure.
can you watch those? And I think it's something that we could talk about where we would actually go through a film. Doesn't necessarily have to be something new. It can be an older one, and we can all of us talk about it on the next podcast.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
Did you know that I was actually in movie club?
what does that mean?
Like I was there's chess club and like soccer.
At school?
Those are two different things.
I know, but that there's clubs in school.
Okay.
So in 6th grade there was movie club.
I've heard of AV Club. I've never heard of
What would
Movie
you do
Club.
with-
So movie club, it was super easy. You went it's actually really easy and really stupid. It didn't last very long. I'm serious, and I am in a picture for the very first movie club at Lakeside, and it's just us sitting on the stairs, and there's like 13 or 14 kids.
What would you do?
After school, it was an after school club, and you just went as a class to a movie.
So
That's it.
That sounds great.
So question about this: do we all watch the same movie?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a movie that we all haven't seen, or some
No.
of us have seen and others haven't?
Right. It doesn't have to.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be any of that. I'm just saying, like.
So like it could be a movie that I've seen and you
Mhm.
haven't.
Yes,
Okay.
like what we were doing before.
But instead, you don't necessarily have to see it together. We can watch
Right,
it
Right.
alone. Just watch it that week so it refreshes your memory. Brett, I mean, your memory is rock solid, but there have been some times where it's like, oh no, there's a few things that you may have missed or callbacks or whatever.
Well, I have one that I would like to start with, but I don't know if you'll want to.
I'm all ears.
American History X.
Fine. I don't know how many times you tried to tell me to watch it.
Yeah.
'Cause that's one with
You
the guy
were gonna
curb stomp
thank
something,
me.
Something.
You were gonna thank me for
Okay,
making you
I
watch
have so
this.
many mixed reactions about that movie at work. It's ridiculous.
You have mixed reactions, or
No,
there
like
are
I've
mixed
said,
reactions.
I've talked to people like when we were talking about that months ago. I said, all right, well, our next movie I think is gonna be American History X, and everyone's like, why the f do you want to watch that movie? And then the other ones, there's like another half of the place I work at. They're just like, that's a great movie.
It is a
But
great
the
movie.
people that have seen it that are like, why the f? They're like, that is a horrible movie. Like it's like hard to watch.
I wonder why they would say that.
don't
Well,
know.
it's hard to watch. There's one scene really that is difficult, and there's a split second where you look away, and
Oh, okay.
and I know it, and you know which scene that is.
Is it all in black and white? I
Yes.
think we've
Yeah,
talked
everybody
about
talks
it.
about like how
well,
some guy gets like curb stomped.
The
or
whole
something.
movie's not black and white, but
Yeah.
that part is, yes. Several parts are, and it's
That's all I know about the movie. I don't know anything else. So fine, I'll watch it. Whatever.
So I
Don't be-
think
don't be happy about it, G.
Maybe I'll like it. Who knows? I don't know.
so. Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll just go down. Like we'll go in a circle. I mean, not necessarily. I mean, it doesn't. Or I don't know. Maybe
Like
you suggest
I'll
one.
pick one, and then the next week
Alex.
Alex picks one, and
And
the
I-
next week you pick one.
Yeah.
Can I pick girl films? I'm just kidding. I don't watch a lot of girly films.
You're not much of a
I don't watch
chick
a lot
flick.
Yeah, chick flicks.
Girl films.
Girl films. Guys want to watch a girl film tonight?
It's like, what does that mean? Is that about anatomy? What is this?
No.
Yeah, I think it'd be great. And if we can get some suggestions from the audience, of course, tweet at us, message us any way you
We'll
can.
put it in the back catalog.
Yes, suggest. We will make a list. I think we should make a list of things that would just like we can. Or I'm gonna start making a list of something that we can pick out. I think we're gonna start this week. It's really good to do that, and that way in
24.
in July starts our movie club.
Sounds good.
Yep. So I think we'll start that this week. American History X. So
Can we
Yeah.
move on?
yeah, let's move on from
I
there.
want to know why John Cena was in the news.
Oh, okay. So there was a pitcher for the Tin Caps, and I'm not sure how long ago he was on the Tin Caps. Tin Caps are the Fort Wayne's minor
What?
league team.
Did you say John Cena was in the Tin
No,
Caps?
there is a pitcher for the Tin Caps. I'm getting
a
to
pitcher.
a pitcher.
Oh,
A pitcher.
Oh.
A baseball pitcher.
Okay.
Not a picture.
No, I thought you said
No.
picture.
That's the position he plays.
Okay, pitcher.
Okay.
Logan Allen, I believe, was his name, but he's getting ready to make his start for I believe it's the San Diego Padres, because I'm pretty sure the Tin Caps are an affiliate of the San Diego Padres.
Okay.
But he met John Cena in a restaurant, and I'm not even sure where. It wasn't Fort Wayne, and they just started talking, and they ended up closing. They stayed past close of this restaurant that they were at till
That's
like 4
awesome.
a.m. And John Cena made him a bet that said, "I'm betting you $1 that you will not make the majors." And the reason why he did it is they actually went on to say, from talking to the kid for the 6 hours that they talked, it seemed to him that he hadn't faced a lot of adversity, meaning that this kid, I mean, as talented as he is, he's just kind of made it every step of the way without a whole lot of bumps in the road.
I hate people like that.
So John said he played the averages and bet the kid $1 that he would not make the majors.
Okay.
And if he does, he will be there when he makes his start, and he will hand deliver him $1. And it happened.
Nuh-uh.
Did
Yeah.
he actually?
He made the
Someone
major.
from Fort Wayne did.
Yeah.
Huh. That's
Well,
pretty darn cool.
I don't know if he's from Fort Wayne, but he played for the Tin Caps.
Oh, okay.
That's amazing.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
So
Wow.
it's just
Story.
another reason to really like John Cena.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know if I really like John Cena, but I've never not liked John Cena. I think I like him much more as John Cena, the actor, the personality, rather than the wrestler.
Well, he's kind of pretentious and stuck up as a person, as we've seen in reality TV. But I mean, I don't know if that's.
also
Yeah.
reality
We don't know
TV.
how real that is, of course.
Yeah, but I always look at everything he did for the Make-A-Wish people.
Oh yeah,
You
look
know.
at
He's
that.
like the number one person for that.
He's
Yep.
done way more than anybody else that's in their history, I think.
Yeah.
But I think he's kind of moving into the Dwayne Johnson territory, not nearly as big, but he's finding his post-wrestling career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And John Cena
Well-
is a personality amongst himself.
Isn't he replacing The Rock in the Fast and Furious?
He was cast in the next one, yes.
Is he? That's
And,
what I thought.
Yeah, Dwayne Johnson is not going to be in the next Fast and Furious, but John Cena is.
So are we gonna get a showdown of John Cena and The Rock on like Fast and Furious 10 or?
I don't know.
whatever?
It's I don't know if Dwayne will. It'll be a while before he goes back, I think, because it depends on how well Hobbs and Shaw does. If that does well, there'll be 3 or 4 of those, and they're not going to stop making Fast and Furiouses anytime soon if they keep making $1 billion.
They are making bank. They really
and
are.
I don't remember when the next one's coming out, but the last one was 17.
You want me to look?
Sure.
Yeah.
Maybe 18. I don't think it was 18. I think it was 17.
Well, crap. I'm hitting
Fate
that.
of the Furious.
Fate of the Furious.
I can probably find it faster.
I have no idea.
2017.
Called it.
All
That wasn't
right.
a hard one though.
Fast and Furious 9, 2020. That's when it's slated.
So 3 years, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome that that John Cena actually lived up to a bet though, and it's also really awesome that this guy met him and they
That they're
conversed for
friends,
that long.
basically.
Yeah,
now.
that's cool. That's really cool. Another interesting piece of local-ish news: a gentleman who is a cancer survivor, and he is also starting up a pizza place, is starting up a video game trilogy that is based out of Fort Wayne as well. And it's called Summit City Showdown, kind of like River City Ransom. It's a side-scrolling 16-bit, beat 'em up game. And I've seen some gameplay. I've seen some photos. And this guy plans on opening up a restaurant in 2020 here in Fort Wayne and have have the video game set up where people can actually hang out and play. He was playing it on a Sega Genesis controller, the 6-button.
Huh.
Yeah. So it's pretty interesting
That's cool.
that he's developing it all on his own too. All on his own.
Yeah, you went to school for video game design, didn't you?
I did.
Maybe you should hit him up.
Hit him up.
You should hit him up. Hey, man, you need some help.
Yeah, it's a 16-bit era kind of flash video game. It looks really cool. And it's got some
Did you
image.
guys learn how to do that?
Yeah, my class actually. I don't want to say entirely. I've actually made in school. I made 2 video games.
Uh-huh.
2 playable games. But of course made with a team.
Yeah.
But I built assets and stuff for it. It's via
Foliage.
3D, and I didn't do foliage. No. One of my
always complain about foliage.
one of my handiest pieces of art in a video game was a dumpster
It looks real.
and a pile of trash. I did make that stuff. Yes.
Hey, it completes the environment.
It's kind of like, I like that boulder. That is a
That
nice boulder.
boulder.
Video games design is not. It's if you know the code and you know graphics, you can make it. It takes time, but of course, this gentleman, he was on his deathbed. He had stage 4 cancer,
Ooh.
and he started making this video game while he was in the hospital. So and he's been developing a trilogy. So
Cool.
really interesting
That's kind of
stuff.
interesting. I kind of want to see what it's like when it comes out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Summit City Showdown. Summit City is also a nickname for Fort Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's move on from that, guys. What do you want
What's
to?
going on with Star Wars?
Aha. So there was a. Let me find the article here so I'm saying this right. There is a mistake found after 30 years.
In what movie?
This would be in Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, so one of the originals.
Mm-hmm. 30 years.
Was there a Starbucks cup?
No, but it was a prop error.
Oh, so it was the thing.
Mm-hmm. And it was Luke's lightsaber. Actually had a mint stamp on the base of it, which was actually a mint stamp for a flash photography stem.
Wow.
Yep, it's
That's
spot.
pretty
You can
darn
spot
different.
that. You can spot that when he's being
he's
hung
hanging
upside down
up,
in
yeah.
Hoth,
Yeah.
and the lightsaber. You can see the end of the holster. You can see the text saying New York Company, and you can see some other fine print text. It really is. It's,
Wow.
Yeah, it's some prop stuff that like you just don't notice.
Do you know how many people that's some nerd stuff right there? You
Oh,
know,
I'm gonna
like-
get even nerdier. I found another.
I'm surprised
item.
it hasn't been found. I mean,
Yeah,
it took this long.
That took this long to find.
Yeah, this was tweeted out on June 18th. But he said he noted it before and it gained popularity now, so I don't know when it was actually spotted entirely. But there's another one where there's another set piece prop failure in Independence Day that no one has actually pointed out. When Jeff Goldblum is drunk
Mm-hmm.
and he falls over those trash cans, there is lettering on the bottom of the trash cans that says Art Department.
It
Nice.
does?
Yep.
Speaking of
We watched that
Independence Day, is that
Yeah, but I fell asleep.
you were watching it when you sent me that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we sent him the clip that said the countdown to 1
David.
And I fell asleep to it, and you
Yeah,
did
we
too.
both did. That was the night. Was that first night with Nymeria?
Why do you attempt to watch movies late at night?
To fall asleep to him.
To fall asleep to.
So
Just
the
like something
purpose is
relax.
to
Mhm.
fall asleep.
Yeah.
Something
Like
to
we'll
relax
turn
to.
on Hulu,
Like, I don't have
Netflix.
to. The other day we were watching Toy Story. And this was really funny. It has nothing to do with sleeping, but like.
It's a real funny story,
No, it's
guys.
real funny story. So no. So Independence Day. I don't care if I fall asleep to it because I've seen it a million times.
Right.
I know how it ends. And Toy Story the other day we were watching the first one, and I got up to
On
pee.
disc.
Yes.
Yes. And I got up to pee, and Josh goes, "Oh, would you like me to pause it?" And I looked at him, and he's like, "That was a stupid question." I was like, "I can watch the movie in my head as I'm walking away, peeing, and coming back." Okay.
And,
Like-
and speaking of Toy Story, that is a hard movie to watch nowadays. I'll be honest, the animation,
the
is
animation is
not good.
Definitely not good. Like compared to
No.
after not seeing it for a long time, you're like,
It is
"Wow."
25 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Over Father's Day, Alex's dad purchased all of the Toy Stories and handed them out for us to watch before we see 4. So we've.
I still haven't watched the third one.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Well,
I
you've
just don't
seen
know.
it, but you just.
I know about it. I don't know if I could go.
Do you have
through
it with you?
Yeah.
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 I want to watch it.
Yeah. You want to watch it tonight? No, you can't.
I can't tonight.
No. Maybe Thursday night if you are busy, or Wednesday
Wait,
night.
are we watching it all together?
Well, we don't
Yeah.
have to.
Because it won't happen this week if we do.
Okay. Then we
No,
don't have to.
Yeah, we don't have to.
We'll just take it with me if it's
I just
okay
want you
with
to be
you.
honest if you cry.
Okay.
Like, I want you to be honest. Just, like, get on, zip your lips, and then we start up on Monday, and you're like, yeah, I cried. Like, okay.
So we can talk about Toy Story 3 as well. We'll watch that too. So maybe we'll talk about those two movies. But yeah, that's all I have to say about Star Wars
That's
and
all I have to say about
prop
that.
That's
stuff.
all I have to
There's
say
a
about
lot of
that.
things like periodic films. Like for example, Gladiator. You can spot an air tank when
Yep.
a
When he
the-
like flips or whatever.
Yep. Another set design failure was, of course, Braveheart with the minivan. There was also another set where on Pirates of the Caribbean at the end where Jack Sparrow is about to leave with the Black Pearl. There's a guy with a cowboy hat in the background and sunglasses.
There's what was a famous
Every
movie where
movie
there's
has-
an airplane flying over or something?
Oh,
is it
yeah.
Lost? Like Lost, there's an airplane.
No.
It was a movie, but it predated airplanes.
Mhm.
I remember that. I don't
Mhm.
remember the movie, but every movie has stuff that the editors miss.
There was a website I used to go to.
Maybe it was something like Lord of the Rings.
I can see it being Lord of the Rings.
Like-
Lord of the Rings, there's a pair of blue jeans. I know that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep, pair of
Yeah.
blue jeans spotted in the background. I don't remember where, but I just remember that being in there. So yeah, let's move on from that, guys. What do you guys want to talk about?
Well, neck horn.
Oh,
This is creepy.
so you spotted
guys
the
all
article
have,
on
like,
this?
Really
Yeah, I
weird
heard about
things
it.
To talk about what the heck is a neck horn?
So there's an epidemic going around with millennials and zennials where people are getting this condition called neck horn. It's also a bone. It's also kind of a bone spur.
Yeah, I didn't really understand it when
It's
I
probably
heard it.
from doing this.
Yes,
It's
from
exactly
looking at
that.
Yeah,
smartphones.
so I was told back when I had my bone spur, so before smartphones,
Yeah.
when I was diagnosed with my bone spur in my neck, he asked me, he's like, "Do you look at your phone?" I'm like, "Why don't I have like a flip phone? I don't have something where I'm just constantly looking down all the time. I don't have
Mhm.
a smartphone yet." And he goes, and that was before I was playing a lot of video games too. And
Right.
he said, "Well, what I'm starting to see, it was a doctor, and he's like, well, it might have been from you falling down the stairs when you were little, and it just so happened your neck you've always had it, because it was my first time getting a neck X-ray. But my C1 and C2, which is your first and second vertebrae in your neck that makes you do this, go look up and down and turn left and right. I have a bone spur there. It's small, but eventually, if I don't keep my neck moving all the time, it can fuse, and I won't be able to turn my neck.
Ooh.
And I have to get surgery."
So is that why that one time when you were younger you couldn't turn your
Yeah.
neck?
Uh-huh.
It's due to that.
Mm-hmm.
So let
So
me.
doing the chiropractic work loosens that up.
I'm gonna throw some math down here for you guys. Kind of give you some information as far as why you shouldn't be looking down at your smartphone.
I know what KT. He actually told me that this was like 10 years ago when we were living in Chicago. And he was like, we're probably going to be seeing, he didn't call it neck horn, but he's like, I'm probably going to be seeing a lot of kids. I've been seeing a lot more kids recently for chiropractic work because of their necks, because they're looking down at an electronic or they're looking at a phone, and their neck is not supposed to be hung down for that long.
Do I know
period
how
of
much
time.
weight?
That's a lot of weight. That's like
I
20
got it right here.
pounds,
I got it
30
right here.
pounds.
So your the average human head weighs around 5 kilograms.
So 12 pounds?
Yeah. Yep. So as you are angling your neck, the I'm trying to read this here. The gravitational pull multiplies its weight.
Yeah.
So at 15 degrees, looking just slightly,
Yeah.
you're already at 27 pounds.
Wow.
You're doubling it.
Okay, so what's looking...
I'm gonna keep going.
Like, just thinking about it, like I can feel the muscles in my neck tensing up when I look straight down. So
Yeah.
like 90 degrees? What's 90 degrees?
Well, hold on. I'm gonna
Actually, I
go.
don't think anybody
You
looks-
can't go 90. You can't go 90
Do you know
without.
what I'm trying to say here?
You can't. You
Okay,
can't
like
comfortably
45?
sit. All right.
Your
So
hands are freezing.
at 30 degrees, you're at 40 pounds.
That's a lot of pressure on your neck.
Mm-hmm. At 45 degrees, you are at 49 pounds. 45 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the next one they got 60 degrees, you're at 60 pounds.
Okay.
That's hefty.
Yeah.
That's hefty.
So why do they call it neck horns? Just because like their spine's popping out, or what?
You're actually developing a spur. You can. I don't know if you can. This isn't really good. This isn't really a good X-ray. I saw an X-ray where they actually showed that at the base of your skull, it's actually becoming a horn, like a shape of a horn.
Really, it's
like
your
a-
skull, not your neck.
It's in between. There might be a. I'll have to find the actual art. A good photo of it. But yeah, neck
I mean,
horn.
I guess I could see like the base of your skull with your first vertebrae
Mm-hmm.
like it popping out and then not sitting properly back onto your neck
Mm-hmm.
over time.
So if you're using your smartphone, limit yourself or
Or-
hold it at higher level,
Hold it at
Put
eye
it up
level.
at your face.
which
yeah.
is kind of dumb.
Hey, that's why we have those popper now. So those popper, the little ring.
Yeah, I have this
thingies
stupid
that Josh
ring.
And I have, so that way you don't have to do this. You can hold it up in front of you.
Yeah, just sits in my hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice to have. I always wondered why people had those stupid springy things. It's so you can easily
And I was
hold.
like, oh, it's probably nothing.
your
I was like, I
device.
thought it was a mini selfie stick, which I guess it works great for that too. But
It's just extra grip for your phone.
yeah, but I never realized I got some free ones at the conference that I went to, and I was like, this is actually really nice.
Yeah,
Excuse
they're
you.
everywhere.
So yeah, that's Neckhorn. Don't develop that, guys. Hold your
Don't develop it.
get your head moving up. You know, not downward. You want to do some millennial slang, Alex? Let's move into that.
Yeah, let's
I'm gonna
move
go
into it.
check on our device up there, make sure everything's good.
Where's our baby?
She's in bed.
She's in bed with my dog.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's on top of the covers.
that's adorable. Don't wake the kitty. All right, millennial slang, guys. So, if this is your first time with us, as far as playing the game, because you guys can play along as well, our fans, our listeners. Basically, what I do is I take some millennial slang, even though we are millennials, but some younger slang,
Mm-hmm.
and I know what the meaning is. I give them some words, and they have to figure out what it is. And sometimes it's funny, sometimes they get it. Don't look at
Oh,
my phone.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so used to just looking over at your phone.
What's the matter with you?
What the hell's wrong with you?
It's a habit. I'm a
Yes,
screen
I know.
peeker. I
So
always have
anyways,
been.
It's a lot of fun. And then Josh is going to have something to go along with millennial slang right
Mhm.
after this. But if you're live with us on YouTube, you can go ahead and join along. I know there's a little bit of a delay, but if you want to take your guess at what it is without Googling it, I do have a handful of words to go over.
Yep.
All right. Let's start with. Let me put this down.
So what I'm going to be doing after millennial slang is I'm going to be talking about slang the year that we were born and maybe some other 80s or 90s items that we might touch on. So
All right, ready?
yeah.
Your first word is rashing. Rashing.
Ooh.
Rashing.
Now this can mean a number of things. This is a very interesting one. I'm going to go with
I think it's literal, like you have a rash. You know, you're rashing.
Oh, like you have a rash on your skin?
Yeah.
You're rashing?
Mm-hmm.
Huh, okay. Josh?
I'm going to go with
Think millennial. Both of you.
grind.
I mean, a lot of things are literal, too.
I'm going to go with grinding, like dancing.
Great guesses, but absolutely not.
I know.
So rashing is to make fun of someone.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. Like, quit rashing on Alex.
Oh.
I don't know why rashing, but it's one of the newer words. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, quit rashing. Quit making
Okay.
fun of that person.
Quit rashing me, bro.
Yeah, no rashing me, bro. Okay. We already talked about that one. Put someone on.
You putting me on? It's like, are you kidding me?
Are you joking with me? Yeah.
Okay, so that's what it used to mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not what it means anymore.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's what we.
I know, but I
that's
thought
our slang.
maybe they're bringing it back.
Nope, they're not bringing it back. So I'll just tell you right
put
now, it
me
doesn't
on.
mean what we have it.
I'm going to
mean.
say, are you fooling me?
That's the
The same
same
thing.
thing. It means something completely different.
Okay. Are you hitting on me?
Put me on. FaceTiming.
Okay. No. So to put someone on is to put the act of getting someone on a trend.
The act of getting someone on a trend.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're getting bread on, or we're putting bread on, like we're getting them on the trend.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think that one's stupid, but that's fine.
I don't think it's stupid.
So I don't remember if we've done this one or not, but I've always looked at it, but I've always thought it was so stupid I didn't want to talk about it, so I'm just going to talk about it anyway. High key and low key.
I thought we did that.
No, I've seen these on the internet for your
High key.
yeah,
and low
but I
key.
just think it's stupid.
Are they actually self-explanatory of talking about their social status?
No.
Okay.
That's not. I don't. This is actually one where I'm like, why?
High key, probably meaning
They mean the opposite of each other, obviously.
they do. Okay.
High key and low key.
I need to know that too because sometimes they don't.
I
these days.
honestly don't know. I have
High
no idea where to go with this.
If they're not socially talking about their social status, I'm gonna go with low key means.
Low key does not mean what we mean. Like hey, that's low key, or hey, we need to keep it low key. Like
Right.
Okay.
We need to keep quiet.
Yeah.
It's not what it means. That's why I'm like mad because I use like we have to keep it on low key or like low down or
Yes.
So, but it means something not what I want it to be.
I
know what it means.
No, I guess I can't guess that.
Can't guess.
No.
Okay, so high key means very obvious, and low key means not obvious at all.
That's what low
it.
key means.
Yes. Well, no, low key means like keep it on that like.
No,
That's
I'm with
the
you.
same
It's
thing.
it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Well, what's high key?
High key
You guys
would have
say
meant
high key at
no,
all?
no.
No, but
I say low key. Yeah, he's low key.
I mean,
over
if something is the opposite
Hiding.
of low key, I would not call it high key,
there. No,
but it is still a thing.
I'd call
Okay.
it maybe premium.
Alright, I didn't
or,
like it.
Standing out would be the opposite. Would be high key then. Yeah.
Hop off.
I'm gonna hop off of social media.
I'm gonna say sign
I'm gonna
off.
put down the devices.
Log off.
Okay, so you guys know that they're key onto their devices, like they're never gonna do.
I'm just
Hop
saying.
off. Okay.
They don't want to be found. Or
Incognito.
Connected. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, those are good guesses. It means mind your own business.
Hop off?
Because I almost said, go fuck yourself.
Step
That's
off.
kind of what it is. It's like mind your own business.
Step off.
Sawed off, don't the Brits say
Sawed
sawed
off.
off?
The
SOD.
SOD.
OFF.
Sawed off. Yeah.
Speaking of Brits, I watched part
Speaking of
of
Brits.
A Knight's Tale last night.
I have yet to see that movie.
It's such a great movie.
That's gonna
I
be
love
on
it.
the
Is that going to be
list.
your suggest? Is that?
Yeah, that'll be my suggestion.
Sounds
A
good.
Knight's Tale. I love it.
Mhm.
Sounds good.
Well, maybe we should hold off because you just watched it. Would you want to watch it again?
It's a great
Yeah, because I watched it on TV for one, so they cut some stuff out,
Oh,
and I didn't get to finish it for two.
okay. Cool. Then we'll have to do that sometime during the month of July. One of our first ones, maybe.
It reminds me, Paul Bettany is actually a really good actor that people
I know that
forget
name.
about.
I know that name. Paul Bettany.
Y'all ready?
Is
Yep.
he in? Okay, sorry.
Okay. Smacks.
Smacks.
Yep. Like snacks, but smacks. Just replace it. Smacks.
I'm gonna say. Smacks. Can you use it in a sentence?
About to go get me some smacks.
Shoes.
Food.
I mean, Josh is more right. It's a tasty treat. So it's not a snack. It's a smack.
Do you remember Smacks?
Like
The cereal? Yeah.
No.
Isn't that,
You
Is
remember
that
Honey Smacks?
was that a frog?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is it
Kellogg's.
really?
Kellogg's Honey
Oh.
Smacks.
Well-
What was Golden Grams? He was a bear.
Yep, and that was for Post. They were
Yeah.
both. They were the same cereal.
Okay, I thought so.
Same exact
Smacks
of
was
cereal.
a frog.
puffed
yeah.
rice.
I've got three more.
Isn't
Okay.
that what corn pops are?
Corn
No.
Puffs. Corn puffs or corn pops are disgusting.
Actually, no.
No, they're
Yeah,
not
they're
disgusting.
nasty.
No, they're good.
No, I hate them.
Nah, corn pops are great. No, Golden Crisp. I'm sorry, it's puffed barley, I think, and wheat.
I don't know what you guys are.
It's real. It's a real thing.
Sure it
I
is.
believe you. It's just
It's as
it
real as
sounded
that
funny.
Trix box sitting over
Sounded
there.
funny.
So real.
Yeah.
I would eat that.
Okay, that ain't it.
Saying that's. God, that's.
That's not cool.
It's puffed wheat.
No.
That ain't
ain't
it. That ain't it. I'm gonna say that's not. That's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Brett's more right.
What was? What did you say?
That ain't it means unacceptable or I do not approve. So
Hmm.
yeah,
That ain't
that's
cool.
what that means. Take the L.
Take the L. I'm gonna say that's a take the
Take the loss. Forget about it.
take the. I'm
Just
gonna say
forget
take the
about it.
train.
Forget about it. Take the train. Who
Brett's
takes the
actually
train?
winning.
No way, no,
Yes.
no, because
Yeah.
L is a train. The L
Take,
train.
Take the L means willing to make a sacrifice or take the loss.
Do you know why
BS.
it's called an L train?
No.
No.
It's an elevated train. It runs
Oh,
above.
the L.
Ah.
I always wondered why it was called the L.
It's not actual the letter L.
It's like
It's,
Yeah,
this train
yeah,
goes
yeah.
in the
it's
letter
like
L.
it's like Superman's train. L train, Cal L,
Cal L. L train. It's Spanish.
Jor L.
It's Spanish for the train.
I
L
got-
train.
It's an El Camino.
Taking
El
That's
Traino.
Spanish
L
for
trade.
the Camino. That's Kelso.
All right, one more.
Okay.
Stay up. STAY up. Stay up.
Keep your guard up.
I'm gonna say staying in tune, like you are staying trendy.
So both really good guesses. Brett's still closer.
What was it?
Means stay up or you'll be all right. Like
What did
you'll
I
be
say?
okay. Stay up. Like
What-
you got this.
What
What
did you
did
say?
I say?
I don't know. What did
I
you
don't
say?
remember. What did I
I
say?
don't know, but I know it was close. I was more focused on what this actually means. I was like, oh, Brett's kind of close. And then I forgot. Brett, what do you think stay up means?
Nah, it's passed. It's passed. I'm gonna
Since the
quit
guess
while
was
I'm
right,
gonna
he's
quit while I'm
kidding.
ahead.
Wow. That's 30 brain for you right there.
That's 30 brain.
Yep.
That's 30 brain.
But yeah, stay up means, it's all right. You'll be all right.
You'll be all right.
Speaking of
It's all good.
age, real quick.
Oh, I feel it.
So, I consider you're in your early decade.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the first 3 years, your mids 4, 5, and 6, and your lates 7, 8, 9.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Therefore, in a mere 3 weeks, I'll be in my mid 30s.
You give me 34? Sorry, man.
Sorry.
Yeah, but I've never looked better.
That.
That's the thing. I told Josh, I was like, man, I'm 30, but I'm in all through my 20s. I think this is the best, like mentally and physically. Maybe not mentally. Oh, I don't know, but like at least physically, I think this is the best I've ever felt. It's not the best I've ever looked, but like eating and stuff, like going through your 20s, you eat like shit.
And you just don't think about
You
it.
eat junk.
You don't think about that either. You're like, oh, whatever.
And then you
it'll
hit
be
like
fine.
28, 29, you're like, what did I do?
Mm-hmm.
Your body was like, and metabolism button is off.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just it really like it feels like it's overnight, just flips off.
Speaking of metabolism, real quick,
Mm-hmm.
I think that over the last 3 months or whatever it's been, I've supercharged my metabolism because I have to eat regular.
How often you pooping?
I'm the same way. I like in the morning.
What'd you say?
I told you like
How often you pooping?
The same amount,
Oh, okay.
oh same amount. Oh, I'm pooping more.
but they are
Girls don't poop.
I mean,
they
I
are
don't poop.
they are significant. I will say that.
Okay.
Anyway,
Wow. I wasn't asking size, color, and frequency. All right.
call you later.
Call you later. What is that whole line though? He's like talk
He's
about.
like,
Dad.
because you insist on talking about Dad's bowel movement, size, color, frequency. I'll call you later.
Oh damn it! I cut him off.
I
cut
cut
off
off the judge.
Wow,
Anyway,
we know
anyways.
lies.
you were
lie.
saying
Metabolism. So for like 30 years, I never ate breakfast. If I don't eat like within a half an hour of waking up, my stomach, like I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
Really?
Yeah, like it's empty. I metabolized everything while I was sleeping.
I'll eat cereal or some turkey bacon or something before I leave for work.
Oh, you switched turkey bacon.
Yeah, I've
Wow.
always liked turkey bacon better.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it tastes like Band-Aids.
But
You have to have the right turkey.
so I'll usually
Yeah.
eat about 5:45, and then by 9:00 I gotta eat again, or I'm freaking
Really?
That's
starving.
the other thing too, because I eat 5 meals a day. Well, it's not meals, but like I eat five
5
times
times a day. Yeah.
And if I skip the mid morning meal, it's okay. But if I skip my mid afternoon after lunch, like I'll get hangry.
Yeah.
Even if it's just because I usually eat for my mid afternoon snack. It's a little bar, like a little protein bar.
I
If
don't-
I don't
yeah,
get
I
that,
don't-
I'm mad.
I don't eat much at 9:00, but I have to eat at eat something at 9:00 to hold me over until noon when I eat lunch.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm usually ready to eat dinner by the time I get home, which is like 4:00.
Mhm.
That's good. That means your metabolism is better, and you're in your mid-30s. You're
Yeah.
gonna be in your mid-30s. That's crazy. Not a lot of people get a better metabolism after their 20s.
Well, and also I've got less mass to feed off of.
metabolize.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's the other big thing. Like I am officially down 10 pounds as of this morning.
Woo!
I am, as a female, that's a big deal.
It is.
Like it's so difficult to lose weight, but I've been on like on this. I've hit the thing where you start to just lose weight,
Yeah.
and keep it down, because it used to be like when I first started. I think it was like around the 5-week mark. I'd be like, oh, I'm this amount. Well, and then I would drop another couple pounds, but then I'd go up another couple pounds. It was just like like going back and forth, and now it's like, oh, I'm this amount, but it's probably gonna go back up tomorrow, and then for the next like 5 days, it keeps going down. I'm like, yes, I'm at it. I am finally at it. Like where you start seeing the numbers drop.
The numbers are going down.
Numbers are going down.
I've rounded off. I'm usually somewhere between 181 and 185 at any given time. But I've also kind of, I haven't been as strict with the sugar, and I should be, but I've let it come back just a little bit because I haven't. I've been able to, even when I go back up, I'll go back down. Then I haven't just gone back up, and kept going. So
That's good. That happened to me like mid-winter. I was getting back up, and then now I've dropped back down. Now I've stayed at a good mid-170s, like 175. Like that's where I'm at right now. And that's where I'm happy. That's where I'm happy.
Yep.
I mean, I could lose more if I felt like it, but
yeah, I could too, but it would take a little bit more.
I'm not working out.
Yeah,
Like a
Josh
little
is
bit
just eating
more
all the healthy
commitment,
things that I'm making.
And I'm thinking
Yeah.
maybe that when it gets worse weather, then I'll get back to it.
Yeah.
It was really easy in March when it was still crappy to
Mhm.
just go to the gym and just eat the goods,
Yeah.
eat clean. And now
just-
that it's nice out, I want to go get a blizzard.
You just make sure you got to skip. What was it? Is it the first Monday of every month? They put pizza out there, and the first
First
I
Tuesday
think
is
it's,
First
yeah,
Tuesday?
it's Tuesday.
they order
I never buy.
pizza.
I've never ate
Community
it.
pizza's gross.
No, it's great.
No,
What's
it's
wrong
not.
with it's good.
You get all these sweaty
Why are
people
you
going up there
okay
grabbing
with-
pizza.
Oh well, at the gym maybe.
That's what I'm talking about with sweaty pizza.
No, it's good. No, you try to go for one that hasn't been.
Okay, so back when Josh and I
Wash
lived
your
in Chicago,
hands after
we
you
grabbed like
work
3 or
out.
4 slices and went home because we were broke. That's different.
They were okay with that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They have plates, paper plates.
Yeah, and they have like a shit ton of food.
Yeah.
They do. I think one night they were actually telling members to like take a whole pizza with you.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Hey, you're working out. Hey, how about you eat an entire
They
pizza?
They just want to get rid of it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just gonna be sitting there and just nothing. They'll toss most of it. Or I think they should donate it.
Yeah,
honestly.
maybe they do if they have a lot extra.
Don't they do a bagel thing there too now too?
It's on Tuesdays. It's
Tuesdays?
bagels. Yeah, the
Oh.
first Tuesday of every month, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or no, maybe it's the second Tuesday because they don't do the pizza.
Right.
And
It wouldn't
bagels
be the same week.
Yeah. Talk about a bracelet so we can get it
Bracelet,
out of
because
the back.
that actually goes into what we're talking about here.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it like a workout thing?
Nah.
I don't understand what that chuckle meant.
Okay, so there is a bracelet by Amazon.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's out or if it's coming out. Oh no, it's out. It's out. Okay, you might have seen this on your Facebook or on any kind of feed, but Amazon is selling a bracelet which will give you an electric shock if you eat too much fast food or junk food to help you try to cure your bad habits.
No. This is you becoming a dog
This
and a
is-
dog shock collar
you
thing.
could argue it's
So it delivers a 350-volt shock.
Is that
So
a
I don't know how much that is, but apparently it's enough
how
to like.
does it know?
And it's not just it's more for bad behaviors. They're aiming at advertising more as for food, but bad behaviors such as smoking, pulling your hair, sleeping in, eating junk food, things like that. The bracelet is paired with an app on your phone, so you can pick which habit you're trying to quit, tailoring the shocks you get. The bracelet, which costs, it looks like it
What are you
I don't
saying?
know what it is in American dollars. It learns your behaviors and can shock you whenever you indulge a bad habit. If you want to lose weight and cut out junk food, you can track your calorie intake via the app. If you go over it, it will shock you. Your friends and family can also download the app and keep track of you. If they see you've been eating too much, they can zap you by remote.
So I'm glad you mentioned that part because that reminds me of this '90s show called Step by Step, and there was a character in it, and he kind of talked like a surfer guy, and he used the word "dude" a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so he came up with this vest with batteries all over it, and then he had like contact points on his skin, and he gave the remote to somebody else in the family. He's like, every time I say dude, I want you to zap me.
That's just like the scene out of
Really?
Saving Silverman.
So that's conditioning.
You
Yes.
guys seen that movie, right?
I have, but I don't remember that
That's
part.
like
That's a
when he
good-
goes to talk about like his wife or his
Oh,
soon-to-be wife. And he goes to
yeah.
go like he's sitting down with his old friend, but he really likes her and really wants to be with her, but he's so stuck on his like
Judith.
Judith. He's still stuck on Judith. He's like, every time I say Judith, you and he gets these like electric shots on his nipples and his balls. He's like, so every time, and it was supposed to be just a tiny shock. To,
I
like,
don't
correct
remember
it.
that.
Yeah, it's like and what happens is like. I just remember it going haywire and his nipples catch on fire through his shirt. Like it's a funny scene.
I like that movie. That's a funny movie.
Yeah.
It is a very funny
Hey,
movie.
so speaking about movie club, to go back to movie club in sixth grade, by the way, that was one of the movies we went
Saving
and saw.
Silverman.
Nuh-uh.
I'm not even joking.
That's a PG-13,
Yeah, I know.
like
If
borderline.
we saw a PG-13 movie, the parents had to sign off on it.
The part in the movie when
He's doing yoga and his balls are on his face.
there's a part where
I love it.
Judith goes to sit, like they make her sit in the chair, and the reclining part is
Yeah.
stuck, and it finally flies open, and she falls backwards out of the chair.
He's when he's trying to mess with the crank, and then she gets like all the stuff spilt on her, and he's just sitting there eating food, like the next scene, just eating there, just waiting, while she's just.
Yeah, I gotta watch that movie now.
By the
'cause
way,
it's
we've
so
got
good movie.
Patrick joining us on.
Hi Patrick, thank you for the
and
package.
Patrick, my dad, and my sister all.
Yeah,
on
it just
YouTube
all
right now.
blew up.
Yes, everybody's on right now. So Patrick says pizza at the gym is ridiculous. LOL. Just got here. Must have been talking about Planet Fitness.
Correct.
Cody was his name from Step by Step.
Yeah, I remember.
Cody.
They don't know. That's why I didn't say the names.
Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered.
They don't
to
know
us.
that show.
Nah, Step by Step was.
I know that show quite well.
So really, to go back to this shock bracelet, there's more. If you need extreme discipline, and that's what it says, the app can track your hand movements and automatically shock you every time you raise your hand or your fork to your mouth. The device is capable of delivering 150 shocks a day, which they compare to walking across a rug and touching a doorknob. Oh God, this is like my
so
worst
that's the
enemy.
feeling. That's the feeling you.
That's a really bad shock.
Okay.
And you can control it remotely to shock yourself, even if you're even tempted by a cheeseburger. It's just not some wearable wristband that shocks you.
What does it detect?
I just told you everything.
Sorry.
How does it do it? Is what I want to know.
It's an app, so you're able
Science.
to you're able to put it's motion censored and like all this, and you put it on.
So the app is watching me eat a burger and I
Pretty
get zapped.
much,
I don't
yeah.
buy it.
Dude, you already
I don't
got.
buy it.
You already have 1, 2, 3,
It is
4
a
cameras staring at you
it
right
Not
now.
says-
in my house.
It says it's a behavioral training
You got
device
that.
that works by utilizing aversive
Adversive.
conditioning.
Adverse conditioning. Okay. Interesting.
I
So
need.
self-control. It's all
Yeah.
about self-control. And I can see if there's some people out there who like smoking, the force of, the hand to mouth.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. Eating is the same. You can get that hand to mouth habit too.
I need to interrupt real quick.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
Did your dad have anything to say about my claim to knowing the Indiana Jones movies better?
No, not yet. But hopefully he's still watching and he'll chime in on that.
Well, it was last week. Did he listen to the show last week?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't.
Did
I,
he say
We don't
anything?
know his
I don't know.
podcast
Did he
listening
say
habits.
anything to you?
He
No.
hasn't said anything.
Okay.
Dad, if you're watching, you need to join in on the conversation. The makers of this band claim that within 3 days of your cravings, they'll be significantly reduced.
Well, no, duh. You're shocking yourself so much. You don't
It's-
want to do
it's
it.
Legitimate. What is it? Electronic
Conditioning.
shock therapy.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Or
you
conditioning,
consider
whatever.
conditioning, electrotherapy. You can also consider it. I don't know, like.
But there's a whole video on it and stuff. Like they look like little Fitbits,
I see
but
the- I see the
but they have like a little charge symbol in the middle of it. Like it looks like
So
a
you're
shock
basically
bracelet.
putting 2 pieces of metal right here. That's
Yeah.
what it's doing, and it's shocking.
And it connects your skin, and
Mhm.
if it recognizes that you're doing this,
Switch hands.
Would y'all ever have y'all have you considered getting a Fitbit or any
She
kind
has
of
I have a
smart?
Fitbit
How come you never wear it?
because I need the charger. I lost it, I think, in California.
She wants a smartphone,
Yeah.
I
not
want,
a
I want one
smartwatch.
of those now.
An Apple Watch?
Well, no, there's a new
The
Fitbit.
Samsung Gear?
No, there's a new
The
Fitbit
Blaze?
that has that.
The Samsung Blaze?
No,
I mean-
it's a Fitbit. Fitbit.
Fitbit plays.
I
That's
don't
what it's
know
called.
What it's called.
That's what it's called.
It's not a Samsung. It's a Fitbit.
Well, I said Samsung because y'all have Samsungs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I was thinking about
What
getting a
about
Pebble.
you?
I was thinking about it, but
What, getting
I've
a what?
owned 2 garbage smartwatches before.
Well, they were probably cheap.
They were like $30. And I was like, oh yeah, it's Bluetooth, whatever. It's gonna work normally. No, it's basically like having a little tablet there, and it
No, they were garbage.
Yeah, very
No,
bad.
they were really cheap.
But
What do we want to move on to? We did the.
We're probably getting close on time.
Time. Well, we got about 10 minutes here. We can probably talk about. My gosh, I'm looking at the list here.
Brett, what do you want to talk about?
We hit darn near everything.
What's this kidney transplant?
Oh, I think I heard about this too.
Oh yeah. So let me pull that up here. Hold on.
Check those. You might want to check those just in case.
Checking.
Alex has some messages. She just wants to make sure that she's looking at them.
What was the question from Brett? I didn't see all of the podcasts from last week.
There wasn't really a question. We were talking about Indiana Jones, and I claimed that Jeff, you didn't know the movies better than I did. Better than I did. And Alex says you do.
And I think that we should have some kind of like trivia or something.
Showdown of some sort. Maybe we can quiz you on.
I think
Indiana Jones.
he could submit written
Absolutely.
trivia. That
Email
way
us.
I don't have any possibilities of looking it up.
Yep.
Or anything
he
like
says
that.
he's texting me. He said I'm actually watching that podcast now.
Well, all right
so
then.
I guess he was he's probably a week behind.
Oh yeah. I mean that happens.
So, yeah. So we'll see. Anyway, so about the
kidney transplant.
Kidney transplant. So there's some sisters from Illinois, Hannah and Bethany Gorlaski. It looks like. So they donated their kidneys. They're really young. They're like in their mid-20s. Their dad died in 2018. He died of like kidney failure or something like that. And by the time one of them got onto the table to give him a kidney, they pretty much said even giving him a kidney at this point is just not going to help.
Wow.
So, and they had to go through that, and they said just being young and not and being unknowledgeable of donating and how much you can live without a kidney.
One
You
kidney.
can.
Yeah.
I know somebody that doesn't have a kidney.
You can also donate some of your
and
liver,
they
can't you?
had it yeah, you can donate a lot of stuff. You don't need a lot of stuff. Yep. For instance, you have 2 balls. You don't need 2. You only need 1.
I want to have the kids first. Before I start making other choices.
Those things go for like that.
5,000.
It's like a ridiculous amount.
$5,000.
Is it $5,000 per testicle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Illinois, I know that for
Yeah.
sure.
So, anyways, there's these girls didn't want. They got educated about donating, and they didn't want anybody else to go through that process, or like they wanted to slim down on that process. So they just They just said, "Hey, here we're 2 donors. We want to do it right now," and they donated them to complete strangers that needed it. And they both took a kidney out.
Wow.
Yeah, in their mid-20s.
They're better than me.
Okay, so do you get any compensation?
That's the thing.
What are you showing him?
The picture, like their post-op picture.
If I'm going to give up a kidney, and I'm okay. Like if I'm dying, and I'm a donor, take it all.
If you die, you are a donor.
Yeah.
Or if you get into a car accident, like
yes,
that's on your
yes,
license,
yes.
Are you a donor?
Yes.
All right, I'm a donor.
I mean, I think it's foolish
Why
not
keep
to
it?
be.
Why?
I think for a short time period, I was like, no.
These are my organs.
These are my organs. They're
But-
not going to be useful when you're dead.
Exactly.
What
so
do
I
you-
think
where-
I
yeah.
ultimately am.
So-
But I'm thinking
yeah.
if I'm okay, I'd like to be paid for it.
Right.
And that's
So-
probably a
and I
terrible thing to say.
I
No,
don't,
no,
I don't
no.
know about that. So let's see here. Quoted from Bethany, who's 25. She said, "We just want to make sure 2 less families had to go through what we went through."
It's very noble.
It is. Like, I mean, I could see like somebody being in like I would think this would be more of like a 40-year-old or a 50-year-old going, I don't need my kidney here. But to be in your mid-20s, be like, you're still in like your drinking age, your parties. Like,
I just hope.
You can still drink.
I hope that
probably not.
it's not. They don't like in 10 years look back and like that was kind of dumb.
Okay.
I don't think that you can.
I
Like,
know, I know, but a lot of people in their 20s think that a decision they've made is mature and good, and because they are still relatively possibly immature new adults,
Mm-hmm.
they think that it's a good decision, and then when they look back on it, they're like, I don't know why I did that. That was kind of dumb.
I found kind of an older article about organs and how much money you can get for them.
So hold on. The sisters both underwent the procedure in March, a day apart. Hannah, one of them, she called the Illinois hospital to set up the surgery a month after her father died. She said, knowing that a lot of people are affected and need an organ transplant, it felt very selfish to keep my kidney. Like,
Okay.
to go through that, front and center and then be like, well, I was on the table already to give my dad a kidney. Why can't I give it to somebody else? I mean, that's the reason my dad's alive right now.
Yeah.
Is the valve that they were placing into his heart, I believe, was either too big or too small or something like that. And it just so happened by miracle, some guy died. It matched. And he got a human valve instead of a pig valve.
A lot of people are getting compensations in between $1,000 to $10,000.
So it probably depends on the organ and the recovery, I would think, for it.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and that's pretty much it. They both said, I would tell people my age, tell them to do it. I don't regret it one bit.
Right now,
there's
she
definitely risks undergoing the procedure, but they don't. She said, I thought, why wait? If someone's dying now, I can help them now. Hopefully by then, when I'm older, I'll look back and say, I'm glad I didn't wait.
Right. Well,
So-
I don't know. I'm
That's an awfully big decision to make when you're 25 years old.
It is. That's why I was surprised. Like, if this was, I don't know if that sounds wrong. I would say, like, I don't know if this was a 50-year-old. They probably get random people, not all the time, but it's probably more common for people that are older to donate their organs than to just have some random 20-year-old go, hey, you know what, I was affected. Can I just donate this? And everyone goes, yeah, thank you. We need that.
Sure.
sometimes
yeah.
people go for that kind of thing.
By the way, not to change subjects drastically,
good.
but you should save the our age
I
slang
did.
for next week.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna mention that actually. We'll save that for our back catalog.
Since Patrick's with us, do you guys want to? I think he might have missed the precast.
Yeah. We can grab I can grab the items here real quick. That was from our unboxing on our precast.
Yes. So, Patrick, if you're still watching on YouTube, we did have an unboxing of your gifts, and we love them. They're amazing. But you're probably here. Go ahead and grab. Oh, excuse me. Go ahead and grab Brett's.
I'm not gonna grab the suckers.
No, we'll probably do like a taste test or something, like maybe next week on the precast or something. So we got some fan mail today, so we want to say thank you to Patrick, one of our fans of the podcast, has been a fan for a while. Josh got
I got Trix cereal.
Trick cereal, and Josh told them the story behind that if they don't know.
Well, I can't find Trix in this city at all.
Nope,
I mean,
and-
Brett says they're at Walmart, but I just always forget when I'm there.
Excuse me. I sent a picture, didn't I?
You did.
You did, but
did.
it's like whenever we go, like we don't go to Walmart,
I
we
don't-
go to a couple other stores, and it's not there. They don't sell
You
it.
know, it's funny
Yeah.
you mentioned that because I was at Kroger yesterday
Yeah.
to get cereal, and their cereal selection is like a third of Walmart.
Well, it's because it's Walmart. Walmart has like everything.
They do.
I get,
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, for
Oh.
groceries.
But yeah,
Also
so
more
Kroger.
traffic
Josh
there,
and I
too.
on the precast, we're not sure if we want to even open this.
I'm
because,
opening it tonight, Alex.
I don't know
Eat
if I
it.
want you to.
It's
Do
Trix.
it.
Well, the running joke in the house was Josh would go and get some groceries.
It's not even a joke.
Yeah, it's a joke because
It's not
Josh
a
would go
joke.
get
It's
groceries.
hilarious.
He's like, I
It's
still
not
can't find
hilarious.
tricks. I said, maybe it's because tricks are for kids and you're an adult, damn it, and you can't find it. So he sent us a big family-sized box of
He
classic
found it
tricks.
in California.
In California, he sent it at like 3,000 miles away, so that's awesome.
Yep.
And then I got this this Pokemon Mew plushie, which is amazing. I'm gonna put it in my collection of cool, awesome things.
I got a
Twitch stuff.
Ford Mustang only parking sign or parking only, so that's awesome.
So you
with
should
the
put that,
pony
like,
and
in your
everything.
window.
I don't know where I'm gonna put it yet, but yeah, because
your
where I
parking
park,
space is like right by your window.
well, it's my spot is right in front of my door,
Yeah.
but the visitor spot right next to it is in front of the window. So we'll see.
Yes, but thank you so much.
We're hitting time here, guys. I checked on the time.
Yeah, let's get.
Yeah. So we got to get out
I
of
gotta
here.
eat.
I gotta eat
we
too.
gotta eat too.
Alex, you gotta plug your Twitch.
Hey, if you would like
I
to.
gotta eat so I can take my back pill. That's from a movie,
I don't know that
Oh,
movie.
you scared me. I was like, you're on a back pill?
What movie's that?
Christmas Vacation.
Oh, okay.
I gotta see that one.
If you'd like to follow me on Twitch, it's twitch.tv/Q_Kitty, KUTEKITTI. I did just release a new highlight YouTube video today. That's out on my YouTube. Really easy. Just search KUTEKITTI on YouTube.
Mhm.
You should be able to find it there. It's gonna highlight a couple few games of
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
Yep.
Yeah, it was Call of Duty.
Yep.
Which was fun. I streamed last night. What did I stream?
Just Sunday and
double
Saturday.
XP. I prestige and Rob's gonna kill me.
Yes, he
That's
is.
right. Oh, and I bought 100% of my Spitfire, which if you've been followed me on Twitch, son of a bitch gun. I hate it, but I finally got through it.
Yep.
So it's been a struggle.
Struggle is real.
So the next time I'll be on is Saturday night
No.
or Friday night.
Yeah.
Friday night, not Saturday. Friday night I'll be on.
Got your days a little off there.
Yep.
All right, guys, without further ado, it is time to plug it in. So if you are listening to or watching us, we want to thank you guys very much for joining us. Our YouTube has been lit up today in chat for chiming in. So make sure if you want to watch us live, we are live every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on our YouTube channel, which you can search PTO Unlimited on YouTube, or if you have seen anything of ours, seriously Google us. We are all over the place on audio platforms. We're also we do live stream YouTube, and we are also on our social media, which you can catch our social media on Facebook, Instagram. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, which Facebook is facebook.com/PTOUnlimited. Instagram is PTOUnlimited_podcast, and Twitter is @PTOUnlimited. You can follow us on those network channels, and you can see us live on Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our precast meeting, which is our pre-podcast meeting, which is where we sit down and talk about what we're going to talk about before we actually talk about it. And we also did a unboxing for our precast meeting during that. So check it out. You can also see our back catalog of other precast meetings and other things that we've done on there. So follow us on our social media. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I am @Lemke619.
Brett_wings.
Cute_kitty.
All right.
For a final note, I'm not as big into YouTube as I know at least you, Josh.
You think I am?
He watches
I know
YouTube
you
like
are.
every day.
Maybe a few things.
Every day though.
Yeah.
So I found this channel on YouTube that I really like, and it's Jay Leno's Garage, which used to be a series on MSNBC. I think he's moved the whole thing to YouTube
He has
now.
like a shit ton of cars.
He's one of the top car collectors in the country, I think.
How old
Yeah.
is he?
He is in his mid-60s, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
He's that young?
But he's basically his car collection is worth so much now that he's basically turned it into owning and collecting only like super rare stuff. So what's cool is he picks a car every show and features it, brings in somebody that had a part in designing it or is like an executive at the company that had some kind of input on the car and talks to them about everything about it. It's just really cool. If you like cars, watch it. They just talk about, especially if you just want to learn something about different cars, because I like cars, but I don't hardly know anything about them. So it was very cool, especially now that I have a Mustang. I've been watching ones that he's done different versions of Mustangs or different years or models or whatever. So it's just been really cool.
Fun facts about Jay Leno. His birth name is James Leno, so he didn't do a stage name. He even did stand up in when he was regular stand up.
He really made his I say fortune. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's rumored or he's claimed to never have spent any of his Tonight Show earnings.
And he's also been married once, and he is still married.
Still
you
married.
don't see that in Hollywood.
Married and no kids.
Whatever, to each their own. But I think that's great that he's stuck with his spouse since 1980.
Yeah.
Good for you.
That is that's huge in Hollywood. That's huge in Hollywood.
It's hood. Yeah, that's hood.
That's hood.
That's hood.
that's good probably anywhere now, but yeah, it's good.
All right, guys. So I think it's time we got out of here. First podcast without any headphones. I mean,
Weird.
well, they're not attached to anything. So we hope that our audio was good.
No functional purpose.
Yeah.
Right
We've
now.
not had any complaints on YouTube. So.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us, guys. We'll catch you next week for episode 167. You guys have a good one. Bye.
Bye.